and welcome to another episode of Bible Hour Online. It's great to see you again. Today I have a special episode of Bible Hour Online where our interns here at Highland have decided, or been told, to help me with Bible Hour today. So we're going to start out with Song Time with Wesley. Come on down, Wesley. Elbows.
What's up, guys? It's time to sing the Hippo song. Y'all ready? Here we go. In the beginning God made the seas, and the forest filled with trees, and the mountains up so high. At the top He placed the sky. Fingerprints are everywhere, just to show how much He cares. In the middle God had some fun, made a hippo that weighed a ton. Hip hip hippopotamus, hip hip hooray, God made all us. Hip hip hippopotamus, hip hip hooray, God made all us. Yay! Alright, let's bring Melvin back on stage. Come on, Melvin.
Hey, Wesley, you're actually supposed to do 3 songs.
3! Oh! Let's do some more songs! Alright, what's another song, Melvin, that you want me to sing? Alright, here we go! Jesus loves me! Alright. Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to Him belong. They are weak, but He is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. Okay. Alright, let's sing the 3rd song. The Lord's Army song. I forgot the name of it, but we'll
Literally the Lord's Army.
the Lord's Army song. Alright. Here we go. Y'all ready? I may never march in the infantry, ride in the cavalry, shoot the artillery. I may never fly o'er the enemy, but I'm in the Lord's army. Yes, sir. I'm in the Lord's army. Yes, sir. I'm in the Lord's army. Yes, sir. I may never march in the infantry, ride in the cavalry, shoot the artillery. I may never fly o'er the enemy, but I'm in the Lord's army. Yes, sir! Alright, now that we're done with our 3 songs, Melvin, come on up, give me an elbow.
Alright! We'll see you later, Wesley. That was good. Okay, so now it's time for us to get started with the rest of class. So in a few minutes, we're going to go to class and have our Bible study. But right now, we're going to see who all did their memory verse and who's getting candy. Or I guess this will be who did get candy. Anyway, we're going to see the memory verses. So let's see who did theirs.
Okay, kids, let's do our memory verse for this week. It's Deuteronomy 6:5. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might. Let's learn it for this week, guys. Okay, bye.
Deuteronomy 6, verse 5. You should love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 5. Deuteronomy for chapter 6, verse 5. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might.
All right, so don't forget to do your memory verse next week. We're going to have a brand new one, and I'm going to put it up on the screen right here. Did it work? Is it there? Okay, let's make it big screen. Okay, so don't forget, do your memory verse. Have it for me. Send me a video. Send me a craft that you did with it. However you want to do it, just do something with your memory verse, and you'll get candy at church on Sunday. So, right now we're going to start a new segment called Madison's Craft Corner. And Madison is going to bring you guys a craft every week for you guys to do at home this summer. Here we go. Over to you.
Hey guys, I'm Madison, and next week I am going to have a craft for y'all to do in Madison's Craft Corner. And so be sure to watch this week's craft, or watch next week for the craft, and there might even be a prize if you do your craft. So do your memory verses and watch the videos. See you next week. Bye.
Well, that's awesome. I can't wait to be doing crafts with Madison. It's going to be great. Now it's time to call out our friend, Mr. Smiley. On the count of three, everybody, we're going to say Mr. Smiley on three. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Mr. Smiley!
Hey guys!
Hey, Mr. Smiley. How are you today?
I'm doing well.
I thought you did great in your memory verse just now. That was really cool.
Thank you very much. I was practicing.
Yes.
All the time.
All the time?
Well, maybe.
That's what I thought. Okay, so you gotta make sure you do next week's memory verse. It's gonna be good. I'm sure you'll do a great job.
What is it?
It's the memory verse that I just put up. You didn't see it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'll show it to you later.
Okay.
All right. So, Mr. Smiley, I want you to I just want to thank you for being up here and continuing to collect money. So, for everybody that doesn't know, Mr. Smiley is here. He comes up every Sunday night to collect money for churches that are in Africa. And we collect that money, and he takes it and we use it to send supplies, church supplies, to churches in Africa so they can have worship just like us. Mr. Smiley, I want to ask you something today.
Okay.
What is your favorite part of worship?
I would have to say the singing.
The singing. That's a good one.
Yes.
That's a good one. Is that because you don't like David?
Oh, I'm not supposed to say that on camera.
How dare you? I'm just kidding. Okay, Mr. Smiley, it was good to see you. I'm sure you're like me, cannot wait for when we can have Bible Hour in person again.
Oh, I'm so excited, Melvin!
Calming down.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's all say bye, Mr. Smiley, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Bye, Mr. Smiley! All right. So let's go ahead. Now it's time for us to have our Bible class. Another story from the Bible for you and me. Let's head that way. Hey guys, and welcome to class. Today we're going to pick up where we left off last week in the story of Nehemiah. So if you remember, Nehemiah was a guy. That's right, he was a guy. I'm getting to the correct slide. So Nehemiah, part 2. Nehemiah went from Persia to Jerusalem to go help rebuild the walls and gates there. They had been torn down during exile, and he was going back. It made him really, really sad. He got special permission from the king to go back and help rebuild the wall. And he's really doing a good job. People all over the city are working to clean up and to rebuild the walls and gates all over the city. There are all different kind of walls and all different kinds of gates. There's the sheep gate and the fish gate. And these are different gates that different people go out of. And people are just working all over the city, filling gaps and building and rebuilding the walls with Jeremiah as their leader. Nehemiah as their leader. People worked, and quickly the wall was being built until it was almost about half of its normal height very quickly. But not everyone was super happy about this. There were some people who weren't super pumped that God's people were rebuilding this wall. Specifically, there were these two bad guys named Sanballat and Tobiah. And they actually went around and made fun of the people rebuilding the wall. They were actually really angry about the fact that the wall was being rebuilt. They didn't want God's people to have this new wall that excluded the rest of the world. And they were trying to stop this from happening. And Nehemiah did the best thing he probably could have. He prayed a lot about it. And so God's people kept working. They kept working despite the fact that they had enemies all around them. Not just these two guys, but lots of people were against this wall being built, and people were coming and attacking them. And their enemies had actually planned like a legitimate, real attack on them. They were going to physically attack the people who were working on the walls. It seemed like their enemies were everywhere. And you even have God's people saying this, that to Nehemiah, that our enemies are everywhere, and they seem like they're surrounding us. But Nehemiah, being the leader that he is, he reminds his people of the most important thing. That he says, don't be afraid, God is great and powerful. And he tells them that if there's a fight, if these people do attack us, God will fight with us. And so they keep on working. They keep on staying strong. And God's people, they work, and there's some people who are standing guard while they work. There's even some guys who are holding a tool in one hand, and they're holding a sword in the other one while they work on this wall, because it's so important to God's people. Walls, like we talked about before, are actually much more important during this time than they are today. A wall around a city set it up as its own city. Without a wall, they were just open to whatever conqueror came next and claimed to be their king. And so God's people had one king, and that was God. And they wanted to put this wall up so they could be a people again and be a city. And so they were doing it, and they worked. They worked with a sword and a tool in their hand. The people worked hard, and they finished the wall in just 52 days. This is a wall around an entire large major city they built in just 52 days. And it was because they had God's help. Because they all trusted in God, and they all worked together all around the city. They were able to do something that was actually pretty amazing. When the enemies of God's people heard this, they were not happy. But they were actually a little afraid. Because they knew that the only way that this happened, it meant that God was with his people. They were able to rebuild this wall so quickly and so well that it scared God's enemies, because they knew God was with his people. As we always do at the end, our Christ Connection, Nehemiah led God's people to build a wall that would protect them. It would protect God's people from physical worldly dangers. Jesus came to build something brand new. A new kingdom, a new temple, a new city, separated from the world, but also a part of it. Jesus came to rescue us from this world, not just protect us from it. Rescue us from sin and death and from Satan. And so we get to look forward to one day being in this New Jerusalem with Jesus and living with him forever. So that's it for today for Bible Hour Online. It's been good. It's been fun. It's been real. It's been something else. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye-bye.